Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about how to raise sunflower seeds. This is Deb from Just Do Something Homestead, and today we're going to talk about raising your own sunflower seeds. Now I know these are looking a little rough. Let me tell you what they are. This is the end of last year's sunflower crop, and you might look at this and say, oh my goodness, this looks horrible. This is a gold mine. And let me show you what I do. First off, I grew mammoth sunflowers. They were the ones that were about 10 feet tall, and from them I cut off all the flowers once they had dried. Those flowers I cut off on the stem pretty close to the flower head, and I tied a piece of yarn on those. That is the yarn that you see on some of these. And I hung these in my garage, which is hot and dry for the winter. And so most of them I've already collected the seeds, but these were the last 5 heads, my smallest ones that I had available. Now if you look at this, this is all the remains of the flower. So you brush that aside and look, those are sunflower seeds. In the past, I used to pull them all out by hand. I would grab each seed and flick it with my fingernail. But if you look really close, there's these prickly, like splinter portions that stick up where the seeds are attached to the flower head. So I have learned, instead of getting all these splinters in my fingers, I can turn this around and pound it on the table. And look what happens. The seeds just fall out. And so this is a much, much easier way to collect those seeds. So I'm going to take this one. You can see where there's a lot of seeds at right here. We have a bunch. And I am just going to bang this on the counter and remove the easiest seeds. The ones that remain, I will come back and pull out with my finger. From that tiny little sunflower, I got all of these seeds. Now the next step is to go through them. As you can see, there are large pieces of, it is actually the flower, the petals that were on the sunflower itself. So you're going to go through them and pull out all the things that are iffy. If you find a seed that has a hole in, which every once in a while you will, let's see if I can find one. Right, there's one. You're going to pull that one out. You don't want to use the seed that has a hole in, probably had a bug in it. So go through them all, get the big pieces out, just like this. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it inside a strainer and get some of the smaller pieces. Now this is my very large strainer, and the wire is pretty coarse on it, so a lot can fall through. Look at all that. So that is the stuff you're pulling out. It's the flower petals, it's the dried up pieces, the things that you don't want. Like that. All right, now there's still some large ones in here, so I'm going to go through, pull out anything that is not a seed. It's easier to find because they tend to float up to the top and the seeds are down on the bottom. All right, it's not perfect, but it's a good start. So I have, this was from one small sunflower, and you may be saying, well, what do you need all these seeds for? This is actually nothing. I have already collected thousands and thousands of seeds this year alone. These, I started with probably, well, I can tell you, I started with 10 seeds because I bought a packet of organic mammoth sunflowers. They're the ones that get very tall and have very large seed heads. And in that packet was 10 seeds. That was all. And so I planted all 10 of those seeds, and that is what has given me 10 flowers that I dried. Now the first 5 I dried pretty immediately, right as we were trying to move, but these these were the small ones. These were the ones that didn't have as nearly the amount of seeds as the other ones. And so I hadn't gotten to them. But this is how much you get from one small seed. Imagine how many I got from the ones that were, 16 inches across. As you look at the seed head that I was removing them from, you'll see that I got most of them around the outside. The outside are going to be the viable seeds. The ones in the center typically are not fully developed. They may look like a seed, but if you were to crack it open, the inside is extremely tiny. So you're going to want to go around the outside and make sure you get all of the big fat round seeds that collect around the perimeter of it. Now, what are you going to use these seeds for? I use them for two purposes. The first one is to feed animals, and the second one is to save seed to grow my own next year. And so when you say feed animals, what animals? Well, I have raised chickens and rabbits. Both of them love sunflower seeds. I'm betting things like pigs will eat them because pigs eat everything. But my main focus is chickens. Chickens love sunflower seeds. In fact, you can stick the entire dried head in there and they will pull the seeds out all by themselves. So my goal is to always have at least 100 plants growing so that I can cut off those seed heads. 50 of them I save for seeds and to sell, and the other 50 is to dry and feed the animals over the winter. I hope this video has been helpful. Just remember, you can't do everything in one day, but you can just do something. And so maybe you only have 10 sunflower seeds to plant. That just means that next year you could have 100, you could have 1,000. You start small. So do something today to help your homestead tomorrow. Have a great day, and please share, subscribe, and like. Bye-bye.